everyone. So, we're here to discuss our January pick, which is Tender is the Flesh by an author that I forget her name, but her.
Agustina something, I think.
Yes, Agustina, like Basterica or something like that. Something along those lines. So, let's first everyone introduce themselves. So, whoever wants to start us off.
Hello, I'm Melody from Strawberry Lemon Books. Read a lot of books, and yeah, Hugo.
Hi, I'm Ugu from Scientist Reading World, and yeah,
And while you're here on my channel, which is basically dead nowadays, I don't post anything except live shows, but we're here and we
It's
like
still something.
reading. So let's start with a summary of the book before we get into anything else. So, in this book, we follow this man who lives, in this version of the world where cannibalism is now the norm. There was this disease that basically plagued all animals, and so they could no longer be used for meat. And so people decided to start raising certain groups of people as cattle. And so he works in that business, but he doesn't particularly like it. And he has some personal drama going on as well in his marriage. So we're just kind of following him as he is miserable in his life, period. And we learn about the whole process of making humans into meat, consumable meat. So delightful. Delightful.
Delicious.
So, what did everyone rate this?
I went for 3.
A 3. Okay.
Yeah,
I think a high 3, or a 4 for me.
Okay, I gave it 4 stars. I genuinely enjoyed it. Like it was horrible, but like in an enjoyable way.
Yeah, I haven't read that much like horror, but I still enjoyed it. So I was like, I don't know how to rate this.
yeah, I enjoyed it, but I didn't found anything special. It was like, okay, this is interesting, but then there is almost no plot, and it just you're vibing with him and seeing how messed up he is, and the end was like, okay,
Yeah, I
It
put
was like I don't get why we're here.
yeah, basically like,
just to see what the future will look like.
yeah,
Because I wouldn't be surprised if this like somehow actually became a thing one day. If
I
like
think
some plague hit the world.
I think that will be a very extreme reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's the kind of thing that I'm like, we really would have to be so low in resources that that's like the only
Yeah,
option.
Option, yeah.
Because to me, what
It's
made it a little
veganism.
what made it unbelievable for me is like there's not really a food famine. Like they're still
hmm
growing crops fine. Like they could still technically all of them could live a vegetarian life and
Life.
they would be fine.
the
But they're
problem
like,
they the
gotta
problem
kill
they
some
said,
people.
yeah,
Need my
this
meat.
Yeah, the scientists were like, oh yeah, we can't live without the protein or whatever. And I was like, but how about all the vegetarians and vegans out there?
yeah, and even if you couldn't, you can synthesize the protein in lab in large scale and make like a
Hmm.
supplement. Like a lot of
Didn't
people
think
take
of that.
vitamin
Yeah.
D or some other.
They really said fuck veggie patties. Basically, like nothing vegetarian, vegetarian life. No,
Nope.
don't know her.
No.
Don't know her. And I'm like, weird.
I feel like all the zombie apocalypse shows though, there's always that one group that hunts other people and eats them. So I was like, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I definitely could understand that we got those parts of like people who are really into it. That made sense to me. I'm like, because that allows people to basically come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, we can eat people now. Yay. Great. So I wasn't surprised by that aspect of it. But for everyone to just be like, you know what? This is our life now. We're just gonna eat people. I don't know.
I thought. Oh, I think it's a spoiler. I'll wait.
What else? What else? General thoughts. General thoughts. I definitely feel like this one is like, since like Ugo said, like there's really no strong plot. It's very character driven, and our protagonist is unlikable. Like he's purposefully not made to be someone who is pleasant. It means that like if you can't ride that wave, you're not gonna be able to handle this. You're just gonna be like, what's the point? Why am I here? I don't want to do this.
Yeah. This book definitely is not for everyone.
No, I don't feel like it is.
No,
I put
totally.
it through Call, and I think it was the character that brought it down to a 3.75, but it's around there.
Yeah, and he didn't make any like bad decision. You don't like him because he's a bad person, because there are worse people than him. Just he's not the nicest.
Nah, that man's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. No. No,
What about
no.
what about the witch
That man is
guys?
garbage. He's just a different kind of garbage than the people.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I didn't find him in that society to be the worst. Like I remember reading that scene of the hunting ground, and I'm like, these are messed up people.
Oh, the ones that like to do it like for sport, like they free a person and the
Yeah,
whole
like an actor who is in death and then oops.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. He was just not a good dude, though.
No, he was bad. He was a bad husband. He was a whole mess. And let's not even get into the way he treated the female head he had with him. Like, please. Please.
I thought when I read this, like the synopsis, I thought this was gonna be like I'm gonna break the societal norm, free all the people kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought the same
Not
thing.
what it is.
I thought the same thing, and
That-
the author really said no.
Who would
That's what
expect
I was
that?
hoping. Like he changing something, and it's like nope.
No, he's like, I'm a piece of shit. Gonna stay a piece of shit, and I'm still gonna judge everyone else, because for me, that's the other kicker too. I'm like, you are so judgmental, sir, and you are maybe not at their level of bad, but you're still bad. You're still not a good person. Like, come on now. Where is this superiority coming from?
I think I like this book because of how, like, you get to see what the world is kind of like. I wish we got more, but it was cool seeing like how people were made into food and like all the various things they did with their food and the laws they had and stuff like that. That was really interesting for me.
No, and I also liked that like it was very purposefully made, so there's a lot of, real world parallels to how, actual meat is prepared now and here,
Yeah.
like it's not really exaggerating too much in terms of what animals are actually treated like when they're raised for slaughter. So I think that's the main point the author was trying to get at. But I still feel like it could have been a little bit more satisfying. That's why it ended up being a 4 for me instead of a 5, because I was like, it was missing a little bit of something, and it had a lot of interesting things that it didn't go into. And I was like, well, okay, cool. We have this sprinkling of something, but if we're not going anywhere with it, then you're not really going to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Anything else we can think of that's not spoilery? Oh, wait, Roro's here. Hi,
Hi,
Roro.
Roro.
Oh, heart.
Yes, hearts.
I actually don't know. The book is not very long, so there's
Yeah,
not a
for me,
lot of.
this one's hard. It's hard to talk about without spoilers because it's not very long, and everything that's interesting about it is a
It's a
spoiler.
spoiler.
Yeah.
So,
So
if we want, we can just go right into spoilers, 10 minutes of non-spoilers. I think that's as far as we're gonna get with
I
this.
think
Sounds
so.
good.
That's the problem with smaller books.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's not a lot we can say without being spoiler.
Roro says I wasn't interested in it. I don't know if to convince you to read it or not. I guess you can make your own decision. I'm the kind of person I can watch and read spoilers of something to the end of time. And if I'm interested,
Yeah,
I'll still read the thing. Like I don't care.
Really?
I
Yeah.
will probably forget it by the time I
Yeah, I
read it.
will also probably forget. Like
Yeah.
I will watch it, read whatever spoilers, and I probably will forget what it even was. And so
And
by
then
the
I'm
time it
reading like, oh yeah, I remember this was happening.
exactly. Exactly. So okay, so first of all, this man is so disgusting. What was his name again? I can't even remember the name of the protagonist. What was he called?
It's not Mario, isn't?
Is it Marcos?
Marcos.
Marcos. Okay, Marcos. He's so disgusting. The way that he completely treats this female head as basically just an incubator. Like at the end of the day, he was like, you know what? This is my own personal baby factory, and that's all I care about. Because for me, the worst part was when he was basically like, well, why bother teaching her how to read or how to write when she can't talk? And I'm like, bro, because writing isn't a form of communication. Is sign language not a thing? Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like, you want to be all like, well, I don't want to kill her, but also I have to surveil her all the time. I won't teach her how to read or write, and she has to be, locked in my house in a room and not do anything.
Yeah. I think the lock was because he didn't want to go to jail because it was illegal. So it was like, I don't want to die. I want to have a kid. I thought that he will like he not fell in love, but like care for her. That's why
Me
in the end
too.
I was like, why? Why is this? Like I was hoping like he understood that there were people like him and they like build a family and said to the ex-wife like, bye.
Yeah, I thought that was what we were going to. I thought that like this comment is like, it's so weird. He started catching feelings, but I'm like, it wasn't enough though. It was a little bit of feelings, and then he was like, whatever. No, she's actually still just an animal to me, and I'm like, why? Why?
Yeah, I
No.
thought they were gonna like end up
And,
together or something like that.
and then
Especially
the
like
wife,
he was like giving her clothes and like dressing,
yeah,
dolling her up and everything. I was like, what?
and the pencils so she could entertain herself while she was
Yeah.
locked. Like he cared for her, but it was just for the baby.
Yeah, it ended
Yeah.
up all just being for the baby, and he didn't want to deal with like anyone breathing down his neck because he got, a female head pregnant. And I'm like, bro, you know that you're still a piece of shit, right?
And
Like,
then
do
and then
you understand?
and then his wife like dumb. You could have another baby. We could have more baby. Like what? You
No,
almost
I
dumped him,
was not
and then
expecting
you
that.
came. You were in shock. You have a baby, and now you blame him because you want more babies.
no, see, that's the part where I'm like, if this is where we're going, if the end destination is that at the end, she's just basically an incubator for him, just a little personal baby farm, then I don't know why instead we didn't just rope in the wife from the beginning. Because
Yeah,
for me, that was the part. I was like, at the end, when she just shows up and this woman is about to die giving birth, basically, and she's just there, like, why would we kill her? We could have more babies, like you mentioned. I'm like, then why didn't we just bring this woman in earlier and
like
just make it about that?
like a Handmaid's Tale
Yeah,
version.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, why not just go down that path? Why do this whole other mess?
Yeah, how many quests am I missing? Holy Jesus, what? God has
I was like, where is that coming from? I know it's not from me.
I was like, it's not me.
Oh,
It is my brother playing video games.
I see. I see.
You have a big curse.
um,
And then he was always at the zoo and the memories of his father. I'm like, why is this important?
yeah, like the only purpose that kind of part served was actually just to have animal abuse. Because straight up, the most important vital thing that happens there is that he meets some dogs and then he watches them be brutally murdered by a bunch of teenagers. And I'm like, what was the point?
I thought the pack of dogs was gonna come out and kill all the teenagers. That was what I was expecting from that. But no, they just killed the puppies.
I know. I was like, I was also like, why are these teenagers being so disgusting? Like, why? Like,
What?
what did those dogs ever do to you?
Yeah, and but that makes a little bit of sense because in the previous scene you have his own nephews trying to eat him. Like, we wonder how you would taste.
Yeah, no, it's also that his niece and nephew were so unhinged. I was
If
like, what?
my niece or nephew said that, I will eat his teeth like you'll be out of teeth because then you don't bite me. Like, I wonder how do you taste?
Ugo is saying I'm gonna fight fire with fire, and that's that.
I'm not gonna be eaten,
Oh,
please.
oh my god. No. And what else? What else?
His
But yeah,
sister.
we have so many tangents that the story goes down in that I'm like, okay, and what was the point? Because right, we have Marcos who is not really divorced, but his wife is just like, well, I'm not gonna deal with you anymore because I'm depressed that we lost our baby. Because that's the whole fucking point. The whole fucking
Mm-hmm.
point is that their marriage is in shambles because they lost their baby and they're both not doing well in regards to that. And this man cheats on this woman, not with just one woman, but two. And I'm like, at the end,
Yeah.
we're still gonna end up together in kumbaya.
Ombaye, come on, come on.
No, because seriously, that was also another disturbing scene. Like, I don't
Because
even remember her name, but I'm like, ma'am, why would you even bother to give this man the time of day? Like,
but
no.
is he, was he cheating on her while they have a baby also, or it was only after that with the butcher lady?
That's true. I wasn't paying that close of attention.
Because I think you don't say, because if she knew he was being faithful and she was okay with that, it doesn't matter. The problem was the baby. So now they have a baby. They come back to the beginning. Nothing changed.
Mm, maybe they had
Um,
an open relationship. Technically, we don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust it. I also just feel like both of them were wrong in the head, and so that's why we still ended up the way that we did. Because for both of them, the end goal was just a baby. Like that's what they revealed about themselves by the end. Like at the end, they just
Yeah.
wanted a baby. Period.
I thought his wife
What
would freak out.
Yes. Yes, I
I
thought she was gonna be the voice of reason, especially because she was all messed up because they lost a baby to the point that she didn't even want to live with this man. She's like, I'm gonna go live with my mom or whoever it is. I cannot be around you. So I thought she was gonna be like, bro, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
But
And then
no.
I was like, when he calling, like, do you come here? I was like, why are you calling your ex-wife or wife or whatever to come help deliver a baby? And he's like, be the nurse. Oh, she's a nurse.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
forgot she was a nurse.
I was like,
Yeah.
why are you calling her? Like, she's gonna like rat you out.
No, I remembered that part. So when he called her, I was not really surprised because I'm like, you've proven yourself to be such a selfish piece of shit, basically. Like, I'm not surprised you're calling your wife to be like, hey, you know what? I need you to be very, very chill about several things that our society thinks is disturbing. So please come over. And I'm like, no, just foul. Foul. What
I
else?
also did not like his sister at all.
No, his sister, when the dad died, and she makes
The
this
party.
whole, yeah, this whole
Yeah.
memorial for him and literally has pictures,
I will
basically
Photoshop
Photoshop
my.
to make it seem like they had this deep, meaningful connection. And I'm like, it runs in the family. In different directions, but it runs in the family. They are all not okay.
At least he cared for the father, while she just was like, nah, birds pooping.
No,
Yeah.
literally. No, her obsession with the umbrellas and that
Umbrella.
he needed to have an umbrella. And he was like, and she was like, bro, why do you not have an umbrella? And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, ma'am, that is not the important thing right now. And
The
then she
people
ends
will
up
see
having
you
and then she ends up having just a literal human basically in the freezer for the party for
without
the
an arm
Ah.
and I'm
because
like,
she just chopped an arm. I didn't understood if she was alive or if she was dead.
She's alive.
he was alive.
Like, why would you chop an arm of a living being and let it be? Okay, we save the later.
Yeah.
You're not Pennywise to want meat with fear to taste better.
Well, somebody published a book about it, about how to chop them into little pieces and still keep them alive.
Yep, exactly. She was following that to a T. She
Yeah.
was like, this is my Bible now.
Le filet mignon, c'est très bien.
No. What was the other thing I was gonna mention? I don't even know anymore. I know that one of the things that I wish we had gotten more into is that, like, closer to the end, he starts interacting quite a bit with this, like, scientist, the one doing a lot of experiments, who's a pain in the
Mhm.
ass, and everyone can't stand her. And I'm like, okay, but I'm actually curious. What are you doing here? What are the experiments? What is the purpose? I'm like, ma'am, tell me more. Marcos was like, unengaged. I do not care. And I'm like, sir, listen to her because I want to know.
Well,
I want to know.
she basically substitutes the guinea pigs and the rats for people.
Yeah,
Basically,
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
let's see how much heroin does make an addict.
I want to know what she was doing with the animals too.
yeah. And that we never actually get confirmation or not if it was actually like a government hoax or whatever, or if it's actually real that they can't eat animals anymore.
Well, they said that India will start putting people to eat. That's why the price will go down. So I think it's a global thing, but we never got the confirmation.
Yeah.
And they
Because how
said,
about
oh, there
all
are a
the
lot.
underwater animals? I don't think they're going deep sea diving, killing all the sharks.
Yeah, no. Another one that I thought was interesting was the one that was like obsessed with eating like famous people basically. Like
Yeah,
they had like this whole dinner party where they're like, "Oh yes, let's eat this famous person."
because they were in death and they were like, you have like 3 days to escape from us. If you escape, you're free. If not, we eat you.
That was a pretty cool concept of how to get out of debt.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was intrigued by that guy in particular. But like they were so wild, especially the ones who literally would release someone in the wild, and it's like,
And
yes,
then chase them.
let's hunt them down. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
And the ones that wanted like a fetus already in so that they could eat it after.
oh, I think I remember a little bit of that one.
Ah.
and there was like others that brutalize a girl, like kill her with having sex like for hours, and then like, yep, ready to
Yes,
eat.
no, I remember that conversation. I was like, oh my God. I was like, don't tell this to me. This is too horrible.
Like,
Stop. Stop. Mm-mm. Disturbing. Disturbing. What else?
I'm really curious about, I think they called them the savages or whatever, because they seem very hungry for food.
Yeah, to me, they just seemed like poor people.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like they had no resources. And so they're basically feral, but mostly because they don't have anything. They actually don't have anything else to eat. Like I feel like that group was acting more like what would make sense of why you would resort
Mm-hmm.
to cannibalism. And it's like you don't have anything else. Um so they kind of made sense to me, even though I still thought it was horrible, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm like, they still suck, but like, wow. Um,
and the solution was like, let's poison some food and give them like animals, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. Oh, the other visual that for me was horrifying was that like they would have the pregnant female heads, they would cut off their legs and their arms. I was like, don't tell this to me. Oh my God. Because otherwise they would literally try to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. That's so horrible.
This
So.
book was just very upsetting to the stomach.
No, 100%. 100% it was written to be disturbing.
yeah, but I when I heard people saying, I was like, it's gonna be like a lot of things, and it was not that gruesome. I don't know. I think I thought it would be more gory.
Mm.
Um I think it depends. Like I feel like if this was made into, let's say, a movie, there would be plenty
Oh
of
yeah,
gore
of war.
to go around. It's just a matter of like I feel like the author focused in on very specific parts that would be gory slash just disgusting to visualize.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. For me, there was enough. I did not need more. I'm like, I do not need more of this disturbing stuff.
I was disturbed, but I wasn't like scared or anything like that.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was never scared, and I was honestly never even scared for him that something I never really thought that he would get caught, basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
for a while there he was, scared about he was keeping her basically in captivity. He kept not killing her how he was supposed to. But I'm like, he's gonna be fine. I'm like, he's gonna be fine. Because that's just how these things go. That's just how these things go. He will be fine. So let's just
It's
see how this is
predictable.
actually gonna end. What's actually gonna happen?
Yeah, I think I don't remember anything more
I remember
special.
the people from the church that would sacrifice themselves.
Oh, that's right. And that he didn't like dealing with them. Actually,
Mm-mm.
none of them did. They didn't like them.
No.
Crazy people.
Basically. Basically. So, we got
Mm,
anything else? I don't know what else to say. We're only here in half an hour and
I think it's time to go off tangent.
time to go on a completely different, radically different tangent.
Yes, exactly.
yeah, the book is very short. That's the problem. If it was longer, we had more to discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like there's not too much else to say about
Mhm.
it. Like I'm pretty sure we just went over the whole plot
Yeah, I think.
already. Like we mentioned the dad, we mentioned the sister, we mentioned that they lost a baby, we mentioned that at the end they just keep this woman's baby, kill her, and are like, okay, we'll live happily
This
ever after.
that was the thing because he hit her with the thing in the head and she was unconscious, but I didn't get the idea that she was totally killed or
Yeah.
just unconscious.
Yeah.
She was killed.
I got that sense more from what he said that he was basically like he compared her to like a domesticated dog or something. Where is
Hmm.
the quote that he
That's
says?
one of the last quotes. Yeah.
Yeah. Um yeah, she looks like a domesticated animal. And he said that like derogatory, like not in a okay, let's just keep keeping her and she'll just be our pet that I occasionally, you know,
Beg.
assault so
Mhm.
that we can keep having babies. Chill, just things people do. So I'm like, okay, sir. Sure.
Fair is fair.
Um,
But yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to say about this one. But I also don't know what tangents to go down. I feel like
Well,
and they tend to come organic for us. So unless
they
someone to get
do.
the ball rolling.
yeah. This month the book is War Girls, which none of us has started.
Yes, this is
So
true. We're supposed to be reading War Girls for February. None of us have started. I still need to actually drop some recommendations in the chat for March because I want to throw something in there. I haven't decided even what yet, but I know I need to put my
well,
2 cents in
throw
there.
it like soon so we can do like finish the pool before the month.
Yeah, so everybody can get their holds.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I should do it right after the live to make sure that we have, something else in there as well. Um
But yeah, we have 9 days to finish the book.
Stop, you
which
guys.
we have discovered is like 450 pages long. I thought it was much shorter than that. I
Depend on
literally
the
skipped to my
edition.
core.
My edition
It's
is 350.
I
the
I
know.
like my own.
audiobook says it's 13 hours. That's long, right?
It's the double of this one.
Yeah, it's double. I would say 13 hours is like a decent amount. For me, it starts getting foul when it gets to like 20.
Yeah,
When it starts saying 18, 20, 25, I'm like, oh, I'm not reading that.
oh, I'm reading that, but it's not on audio because on audio you like to see the time decrease, and when you get like to 24, it's like 20. I still have 20. I still have 18.
No, I feel like they feel eternal when it's like audiobook. I'm like, when is this gonna end? When will I be free of this cage? So yeah, so no, I expect us having also a late live show for that one because I'm like, that's gonna take me a minute. That's gonna take me a minute to get through, and I still haven't figured out how on earth I'm gonna read it. So yes, 20 hours are so long. I'm like, that's obscene. It's obscene. I'm like, no.
Should be illegal.
Truly.
Should
And I
be part one
genuinely
and part
feel like
two.
I will stand by my position at I don't think books need to be that long. I will
If you
stand
need,
by that
you
till
make part one and part two, like
Yes.
the series.
yes, I'm like series exist for a reason. If you want to tell something objectively, if you put it all together, it's long. Fine. Break it into a series, okay? Because if I see a chunker like this, I'm gonna
And
be
then you
like,
see it's part of the series of chunkers.
exactly. That's the
Yes.
worst part. It's like one is thick, second one is thick, third one is even thicker. I'm like, stop. This is not my place.
I
These are
kind of
not my
wanted to
people.
read The Priory of the Orange Tree until I saw how long it was.
I've tried, and I still cannot do it because it's so long. I started the audiobook and I was like, first of all, I don't care. Second of all, look at all the hours I still have left. Forget it.
I I will get the beautiful editions because they are beautiful. If I'm gonna read it right away, probably not.
Yeah.
But they look beautiful. So
They do look really nice.
Yeah,
so
no, it does have some nice additions. So,
but it's not a plan that you say I'm gonna read it as soon as I get it. Nope.
yeah, no.
It's a plan for 5 years. In 5 years, one of them will be read.
Um,
Um. Oh,
oh, question for special editions like sprayed edges kind of things, do you guys tab them or no?
No.
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 Yeah, I was like, I feel like it's wrong to tab this. It won't look
Depends.
as
If
nice.
it's only spread edges, which are just colored, I think
Mm.
it doesn't be bad. But when it has like designs, it will break the design.
No, for me, even if it's just solid color, I'm like, absolutely not.
You
I'm
can
like,
tell with the same color, like to make.
I know that is too much dedication. I'm not about that life. Okay. I love that life for everyone else, but it's not for me. So
Mm.
I'm like, no, no. I literally am the person who buys just a regular edition of the book on top of the special edition so that I have one edition that I can tab, I can underline, I can highlight, I can do whatever on earth I want with it.
And the other is beautiful on the shelf,
Yes.
just being
And the
beautiful.
other one is just there to be pretty.
Remember, I had a bullet journal. I was supposed to start this year. Yeah, it's I
Bullet
still have
journaling
10
is not
months.
for me.
I still have 10 months I can work with, but let's say I start January. I haven't feel anything in February. March will be the month.
March will be the month.
Or April, since I'm in Poland alone, so I'll have a lot of time to think.
I mean, Whatever helps you sleep at night, Ugo, that you need to tell yourself, honestly. Whatever you need to tell yourself.
Um. So yeah, we have War Girl for this month. For next month is a historical fiction
Yeah.
that the poll will be soon, so we can get time to get the book.
Yes.
Although at the end of the day, does it matter?
We'll just push the live show a little further back.
Exactly.
This is a fluid book
Yes.
club. It's
Yes,
not
this is a
static.
fluid system. A fluid system. We
We
go with
don't
the
do
flow.
great with deadlines. Our deadlines are merely indicative, like it should be around this time.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
about it. It should happen maybe around this time. If it doesn't, well, not the worst
You
thing.
got a little more time to read.
Yes. But yeah, no, and I was so on it with Tender is the Flesh. That's also why literally before the live, I had to go over the Discord chats because I finished this, I think like the 27th or something of January. So I was like on it on
Whoa.
time. So by now I'm like, I don't know what happens. I read like 10 things.
24th of January is your last comment on the full
You
start.
were really on it, Natalie.
Yes. Yes. So I'm like, I don't remember.
Names, they don't exist. Is the
They
guy
said
the
that
girl?
don't matter. No.
No. Honestly, I read it these last 2 days and I still don't know any of their names besides Marcos.
I started the audiobook and I was catching, and then I was like in a phase that no, I want to listen to music. I don't want to hear this. And then I saw the deadline. I was like, I better keep like pushing a little bit.
Power through.
I don't know, maybe 2 times to decrease.
3 times?
No, 2 times while you play Switch, so it's entertaining.
No, Ugo really said, I'm not feeling this. I am not feeling this book. No,
Like,
I was
I like this.
invested. That was also why I got through it like earlier on and all of that because I actually was interested in what was happening.
Yeah,
So-
the world was really interesting.
The
to me.
world was interesting, yeah, but it was a good white noise. Like you listen, oh, they butcher someone. Oh, they are eating someone in intestines.
White noise.
I don't know if
Ugo
that's
said
white
the book
noise.
about cannibalism is white noise.
My best friend says I'm a little bit of a psychopath, and yeah, I can
I
admit
see it.
that.
I see
I
it.
can admit that. But she's
If
safe.
there's an apocalypse, run away from Hugo is what I'm
Or
hearing.
you join my crew to be safe.
Are you gonna kill us though? When it
No.
comes down to it, will you save us or yourself?
No, we save all.
We
It's like a
said-
crew. We live all or we die all.
We stick together, ride or die. Ugo said,
If
ride or
I
die.
die, you die.
Exactly.
That's what I hear.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna post this for everyone. So how's everyone's rating month going for February?
I finished a book.
I finished 2.
I've been reading just a shit ton of manga, honestly. That was it.
I want to go to that mood because that is the best.
Really? No, like it's so easy. Like just this weekend alone, I was like, okay, let me polish off some manga. So I've read already like 4 volumes, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
And I still want to finish. I started volume 8
Oh.
of The Way of the House Husband yesterday. And I'm like, okay, I want to finish it. So manga all the way. All the way. And I've only had 1 DNF so far. So
I
I'm like,
DNF too.
2's
Book of
not that
Night.
bad.
The
2's
Book
not
of Night, which is boring, and The Darkening, which is also boring.
The Darkening. I'm trying to. What was the first one you said?
The Book of Night from Ollie Black.
Oh, no. I've heard
Oh.
people say that that one was just like, it was basically like they published a draft. Like that's how it read.
Like I'm trying to sell the special editions before I go to Poland. I'm like, I'm gonna read the Book of Night. It's small, 50 pages in. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm on the train, and I'd rather watch like The View than reading. So, bye. The
Yeah.
Darkening is not bad, but it's too YA.
Okay.
And she's like, I only care about my father. And then she does dumb things. I'm like, you're dumb.
Ooh, it's like I cannot with this childish behavior.
Yeah. Nana. Nana. But the world is interesting, but Nana. I thought it will be a love triangle, but I'm like, are those two gay? No? Yes? If two characters were gay, that will be very interesting.
Honestly, I'm the same. I'm like, with half the books I pick up, I'm like, this would be like 15 times more interesting if it was gay.
Like
But
two side
instead,
characters hate each other, like they are fighting like cotton and they like lovers. They secretly love each other. A beautiful story.
no, that was low key one of those things that happened to me with back when, which was years ago now, the first time and only time I read Strange the Dreamer. I never picked up the sequel because I was like, there is some chemistry here that's very queer and we are not going to go anywhere with it. And I'm like, that's just sad. I'm like, the spicy take here is the tension between these two. Why are we going down this other route? They are boring. They are boring. No. So I literally never finished it, even though it was only a duology. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like,
It's not.
I don't care.
You don't go to queer. I don't want.
No, honestly.
I haven't read it, so no input.
Natalie's version fanfic.
Oh, you should do it, Natalie.
I don't trust that there's anything down there, honestly, at this point. But that's a sad thing of like the bookish world. Like, unless the fandom is like massive for the book, if you find scraps, you're lucky. And I'm like, that's just sad. That's just sad.
That's why you gotta write it.
Nah. I mean, I write fanfic, but I also haven't written one. I think now going maybe on a year or so, maybe more than that. So.
Remember, all the big authors started with fanfics. You'll be the next LA Gems.
Listen, I love my fanfic. I love reading it, but I have not found the motivation to write it. I've started a bunch of projects, have not finished them. And I'm like, you know what? It's going to stay in my drafts.
It stays on my dreams.
Yep, no. Like sometimes I'll have a tiny spurt and I'll be like, okay, let me start this. Usually at this point, anything that gets me anywhere close is like, well, no one else is writing this, so I need to write it for myself. But yeah, nothing. And I'm like, I'm not about to do it for a fandom I don't even care about. I'm like, I read this book so long ago. I don't care. Let the people who enjoy it, and I can just live in my corner.
So yeah.
So what was the book you finished, Ugo? You said you finished one.
This one.
One. Oh, this one. That's it.
It's the win.
Hey, Hugo is moving. He has a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
He does.
But I finished this one.
And that's what matters, because that's the
only
one
thing
for the
that
book club.
matters.
That's the one that matters.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I finish a
Everything
book per month and it's the book club, I'm happy. I committed it myself.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes
still-
this book club's the only thing keeping me reading.
Oh my my gosh.
But we still have 9 days till the end of the month.
We have like 3 weeks before the live show.
We just need to start it. We just need to start it
I
already.
would say 4 weeks, since we are doing this on the 19th, and the next Sunday it's also a 19th, so I'm voting for a month. We have a month.
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with that. I'm honestly fine with that.
Like, why will we start at 1? We start at the
Why
19th.
rush?
The 19th to the 19th. We are a different book club.
Oh my god.
So, should we announce the next theme for April before we forgot?
Oh, I totally forgot.
You're
Please
our
go ahead,
mastermind
Hugo.
when it comes to that. So Ugo, take it away.
So, April marks the first anniversary of the book club. So, we are doing a month. And for that month, we decided to make a skip. Since the months are rotating, we're going to skip a month of the genre and we're going to do a shift's choice. So each one of us is going to pick a book that was previously on the poll and see which one it guns.
Yes, what Ugo said.
Yeah,
100%.
that
believe
tingled my brain. I somehow remember this.
So vote for your favorite. We have, and don't vote for the people, okay? No campaigning.
No, vote for the host you like best.
Half
Because
of the
remember-
host drops out after the
And yes, our 1-year anniversary is coming
Yay.
up. I can't believe
I
it.
can't believe it's been that long. I'm proud of us. We hit a whole year of this.
Yes. And we're
We
still
have-
going. And
we
we're
have to
still
see that.
going.
Mel is almost having a baby, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's also why they were not here with us today. Because
Yeah.
baby's
And
coming.
probably for the next couple months.
Yeah. So. Oh man. Okay. Is there anything else we want to say? Any final thoughts? We're like, nope, let's end this bad boy.
Go react to the suggestions for this month of March, and
Yes.
then Natalie will drop the last recommendations. And
Yes.
I promise the poll will be soon, so we can get like an answer till the end of the month.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that's it for this live, y'all. So thanks for joining us. Bye.